Hi everyone and welcome to a beautiful day here in the UK. Now today it's about 18 degrees, the sun is shining, which means one thing: let's get in the garden, let's get working on one of my Chinese elms. Today we're going to be looking at this one. We're going to be doing a repot, giving it a trim, tidying it up a little bit. Let's get onto it. Now this Chinese elm I've got is about two and a half years with me in my collection. If you take a look, you can see it's in a normal training pot. It's in my normal soil that I would use, which is a clay boulder based. We have done an initial styling just using clip and grow. No wire, just clip and grow technique on this one. So all we're going to do is we're going to neaten this up, shorten them down, put it in a nice pot. So first what we're going to do is, like on all the other trees that we do work with, we're going to take any of the long shoots, we're going to reduce them down to about 2 or 3 leaves. With the Chinese elm, as the leaves grow outwards, depending on where you cut it will determine on which direction. So if this was my leaf here, if you can see that, let's just bring you in a little bit better. So how the leaves grow, if I cut here, the tree is going to grow out this way. If I cut on this leaf, it'll grow out that way. So that's how we do our directional pruning. What we're also going to do is, if I bring you in here, you'll see we have 3 coming from the same junction. What we're going to do is we're going to reduce them down to 2. So anything vertical like this will go. We'll probably leave 2 like that, cut them back. Okay, I'm just going to get started. I'll leave it on. Here we go. So as I said, with this one we're going to take it off completely, snip back, cutting back to 2 pairs of leaves. While we're pruning, we're always going to prune, and we're going to make sure that when we do prune, we prune so that the leaves grow in the direction that we want in the future. I'm just going to crack on with that. And it's the same with the buds. Some of them have already popped open, that's why we're doing it now. For those that haven't popped open, we're cutting back to the bud in the direction that we want the tree to eventually grow towards. I got it roughly to shape. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick my front. Now it used to be about there, but what I think I'm going to do is turn that into the front, removing this branch here and regrowing that branch. So I'll have a side branch, back branch, new side branch. And we're just going to nibble away, making it a flush cut. That's going to be the new front. I say we'll grow this one in here. I think what we need to do as well is bring this into line, so it's more of a conical shape. So we're looking at a triangle. Take a little bit more off. There we are for a closer look. So that's going to be the front. As you can see, we're all nice and trimmed up. We may be a little bit longer just here, but I'm going to wait for the buds to grow back in before I decide to cut a little bit more off. So you can see we've got a nice structure, all them branches, and this is the one we're going to grow. We're going to have this as our first branch, second branch, back branch. Let me take you into the canopy. So when we did our trim, we took anything coming downwards, anything going directly upwards. We cleared up anything in between the gaps and between the two branches that's too tight. So now, with that trim being done, and we are starting in our growing season, this within the next 4 to 6 weeks will bud like crazy, and I'm going to have to give it a whole new fresh trim. Alright, let's take a look at the pot. I've decided to go with this little green pot. I think that's going to be a back, so I think we're going to have that as the front. If I just bring this closer, we'll put the tree behind. I should be able to get a relatively good idea of how the tree would look. There we go. Now I've already gone ahead, cut us a little section of guard. We've also bent our wire. Let's feed that through there. Pop it in the pot. And we're just going to snip these bits back. There we go. That's that ready. And as always, we're going to feed a bit of wire through the bottom to secure the tree in place. Let's take this moss off. Put that to one side, we might be able to use that later on. Lots of nice roots around the side. There you go, guys. So you can see we have a nice root base there to work with. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to give that a quick rinse out with some water, and I will be right back. There we go with the rinse. Pop it in there. Okay, let's get it back on the bench. I'm just going to use my root rake just to bring out the roots radially. What we're going to do now, so if I stand here you can see proper enough sun, is I am just going to go around and neaten up these roots. So this one here, you can see it comes up at an angle, so what we're going to do is just cut it off just there. I'll take that back a little bit further actually, just there. Trim these ones back. This one comes out and then curls round. This one here comes down, curls round again. So let's see if we can straighten that out. And what we'll do is we'll take it back here. This one here is coming right across. We have one right in the middle as well that comes down. Just here. I'm going to take that off there. There we go. Some in here coming right across. We want to get rid of those. This one at the top here, too high and in the wrong direction. It's got to go. This one also is coming back across. I'm just going to snip that completely. And these ones, I have one in the inside. That's one coming across as well. This one here comes down, goes across to the right, and we've got a big fat one coming down as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that off completely here. So I'm going to snip that one, and then we're going to snip this one as well. We have one growing from underneath, and another one. There's one more. I'm going to take this one back further. There we go. Let's get our root rake. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to leave it there. What I'm going to do is just shorten them back a little bit, just to balance the roots out. We need to remove that one as well. And that one's a bit too high. There we go. So that's what we look like now. From the bottom. Okay, let's just make sure that's the right height. I want a little bit more in. Just going to push some of this under the tree. There we go, and we are centre. All I want to do is just tighten this so it stays in the pot nice and snug. I'm just going to pull and twist. That'll do it. Snip the excess. Make sure all the roots are where they're supposed to be. no air pockets. Get the soil in between all them roots. Now I'm going to put a bit of fertiliser on top. Now I've just bought this new chicken pellets, so we're going to try a bit of that. And we're also going to use my multi-purpose that I like to use with all the others. Let's give that a bit of a water.
Gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health, yeah. You gotta work, never tell, keep your head down, find what you love and excel, yeah. Push and pull and repel any hate, go create what you want, feel compelled, yeah. And once you finally get a taste of the race, you'll never look back once you felt that.
There we have it. That's my little tree. If you enjoy what you see, please leave us a like, share, comment. Don't forget to subscribe.